Craig, Chanel.
Good morning.
On, of course, what day is it?
Mike.
Yes.
What day is it, Mike? Hump day!
It's hard to go from like pure angels to
And yet we do it.
and yet
we do it.
They would be disappointed if we didn't.
Yeah, I'm sure they would be. Yes. So while we are getting ready for the holidays here at home, there are two NASA astronauts who are spending the season stuck in space. And now we've learned that
They seem to be handling it.
they're
Such grace.
pleasant.
Yes.
Thank you, Sam.
We're like, oh.
Yeah. Couldn't imagine it. By the way, folks, this is a really important day. If you still have gifts to send for the holidays, the big shipping deadlines kick off today. So we brought in the expert, NBC's senior consumer investigative correspondent, Vicki Nguyen. All right, let's start with today. Let's start with today. What do folks need to know?
Today is your last day to ship as cheaply as possible with the United States Postal Service.
It's good to know.
That is today. And it's best for packages that are 20 pounds or less. If you have a bigger package, consider UPS. However, you're going to have to go to that site there, ups.com/CTC, to check your zip code to the destination zip code, because some packages won't make it today unless you pay for the extra shipping.
Right.
Okay, so what about priority shipping?
Okay,
Expedited
so
shipping.
if you can't get it all together today out, tomorrow you can go with USPS Priority or UPS 3-day Select. And then, of course, the 20th would be FedEx's 2 to 3 day home delivery. And finally, you've got the 21st for Priority Mail Express. Again, each of these tiers, you're jumping up dollar value.
Yeah.
I don't even want to tell you, but December 23rd is technically the last day. But packages start around $100 just to mail through FedEx or UPS.
And that's assuming there's no bad weather.
Exactly, which they have their own meteorology departments, right, to kind of forecast and help get those packages there on time. After that, you're, on your own, you're praying for Santa to make the things happen. I will say, Go Shippo and Pirate Ship, check out those websites because they may be able to get you really good deals. You need to know the dimensions of your package, the weight of the package, but you can print the label at home. You can schedule a pickup at home or drop it off. They work with all the major carriers. Zach, our stage manager here, swears by these shipping services.
Never even heard of them.
A lot of money this way.
How do you do it?
So you would just go to the website, create an account, and then enter in your package dimensions, the addresses, and then they will give you a quote and where to go. So it's a great way to compare prices before you even leave your house.
Could you theoretically, buy online and have somebody pick up their present in store?
I love that hack so much, Al. That's brilliant, because especially if you're buying from a major retailer, you can order it here. You can select any store in the country, if it's like a Walmart or a Target, right? And just say, hey, do you mind going to the
picking
Target
up your
in
gift?
your neighborhood and just grabbing that gift? Might not be wrapped, right?
Right.
But listen, it's going to get there.
You know what? I'll do it for my nieces and nephews, right? Like if I can't get there, get their mom or dad to go get it for us.
I love that.
My mom sends some presents. She's like, they're not wrapped. If you could just wrap them for me. It's like, sure, no problem. Then
our
put them
in-laws
in your
always
for the
do that,
kids.
and it's great.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
Thank you, Vic.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Vicki. Okay, speaking of the holidays, you can't celebrate without some sweet treats, right? So today, we are doing our 3rd-hour cookie swap and sharing our favorite recipes, because I'm actually really excited for mine. So you have your annual... How'd you say Aunt or Aunt?
I say Aunt Tilly.
Aunt Tilly.
So these are my Aunt Tilly's cookies. She used to make it actually in like a loaf.
Which one?
Slice it. It's these ones here.
These right here?
I literally make these every single year, and I think they've been on the Today Show for the 12 years.
But that's okay.
So they're like an anise cookie. And I brought my coffee from home this morning.
So that you could try it.
that I could
It's biscuity, right?
It's biscuity. And
How come you guys aren't grabbing it?
Is Aunt Tilly still with us?
She's been gone for a while now.
Okay.
Well, you don't want to hurt her feelings.
You're right. How
about you, Craig?
Would you just taste the cookie?
I had them before. I have them every year.
Eat it again. It's good.
Craig, your cookie?
You guys are missing out.
Craig?
Merry Christmas to you guys, too.
Craig?
Grinches.
Your cookie?
Skip me.
We don't want to choke Aunt Tilly's
Go ahead with yours. Al, go. Go with your cookie, Al.
I'll do mine. No, you do yours next, because I'll save the best for last.
Listen, we do. The kids are out of the house.
Which one is yours?
It's just a plain sugar cookie. We just slice and bake them.
I'm going to try your cookie.
It's not technically my cookie, but there you go. All right. And then this is Lindsay's cookie.
Oh, yeah, let's share yours. I
This
heard
is
your
the
story.
Christmas wreath.
Is that a Rice Krispie treat?
Yeah, Rice Krispie treat.
No, it's a cornflake treat.
Cornflake treat.
Oh,
That's what I meant.
cornflakes.
But you can use Rice Krispies too.
Sure.
And they put little red M&Ms on there.
Oh, I love that.
And they're easy to make. They're fun.
Okay.
My
What's
Aunt
yours?
Lou makes these. She makes these.
Okay.
So I love
So
these.
here's mine. Wait. Listen. So full disclosure, shout out to Anthony Catrino in our
You've never made that cookie in your life.
So here's the thing. He used inspiration from things I like.
So it's inspired.
So because in the morning I like honey ginger water. Anyway, okay. I'm telling you, Anthony hit the jackpot with this cookie. And see, Anthony, I told you I wasn't going to take credit for it. It's like the best.
Right in on her cookie.
Well, because it's delicious.
It's kind of like a snickerdoodle.
Honey
Oh,
ginger.
that is good.
Isn't that good? And it's chewy.
Right.
So where can I get the recipe for these?
You can go to our website. I'm sure it's there.
Check out Aunt Tilly's cookie.
Coming up
So good.
in today's checklist, we're going to help you feel your best in 2025.
That's right.
Easy ways to focus on your health. Eating cookies. And then later, we're going to
Some time for the new year. So in January, a lot of people hit the reset button on their health and wellness routines. But where do you start? So here to set us up for success heading into 2025 is nurse practitioner Barbara Dean, known as Nurse Barb. Good morning to you.
Morning. It's great to be here.
Hi,
So
Nurse
happy
Barb.
to have you here. So why don't we start with, maybe you can clear something up and talk about exactly what is a nurse practitioner and your approach to care? How does it differ?
I mean, so many people are confused, right? Because are you practicing to be a nurse?
Right.
Right? Not really. So nurse practitioners, we have advanced degrees, masters, sometimes doctorates, more training. There's 385,000 of us. Wow. And every year we see 1 billion with the B patients, right? So nurse practitioners examine, prescribe, diagnose, and treat in lots of places, hospitals, clinics, offices. And in rural areas, often we're the only provider for hundreds of miles.
Yeah, thank goodness.
And how can folks find,
People can find us at npfinder.org.
Okay.
And if you're having trouble making an appointment for an annual physical, consider seeing a nurse practitioner because we love seeing patients and we love working with our physician colleagues.
Well, let's get through a lot of the appointments that people try to squeeze in at the end of the year. All of a sudden, they're like, I haven't done this, this, and this. Take us through the checklist of what we should be doing.
I'm so glad you asked. And so often, it's the women in the family who make the appointments for the annual physical. But also, we sometimes forget the dentist and the eye doctor. And so oftentimes, when you're going to see someone, it can take months to be seen, but make the appointments now. If you have a family history of early heart attack before age 50, you want to ask for a lipoprotein little a. This is a type of cholesterol that causes more atherosclerosis, and so do ask for that. Virtually everyone should ask for a vitamin D level, and for women, mammograms. You know, the guidelines change every minute. So what do? I recommend the American Cancer Society starting at age 45. But if you have a family history or you're worried, ask for your mammogram at age 40. For the men in the family, prostate surface antigen. It's just a blood test. Nobody's examining someone. And it starts at age 45. For African-American men or men with a history, start at age 40.
Okay.
Let's talk about gut health, because it seems like there's a lot of talk about that in 2024 especially. Can you explain, first of all, why it's so important and maybe some tips for a digestive system reset?
Yeah, I know all of you probably eat a lot of fruits and vegetables and a lot of grains because you're all really healthy.
Cookies.
But not everybody is. And people are surprised to learn there is a universe of trillions of bacteria that are in our gut. So it's not just about getting things to go through, right? It's about your gut health helps your immune system, it helps your memory, and it also helps your mood. So there's 3 things to remember. 1, whole grains, beans, lots of fiber, but also probiotics and prebiotics. So probiotics are things like fermented foods. So, Craig, I know you like to go to the ball game, right?
I do.
You want a hot dog?
Yeah.
Sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut.
Okay.
Do you like pickles?
I like kimchi and pickles too.
I do like pickles.
Kimchi, pickles, yogurt, they all have those healthy bacteria because we have healthy bacteria in our gut biome and it helps everything work better. But you also have to feed them. You have to give them prebiotics, lots of fiber, blueberries, artichokes. Also, think about soybeans. Those all help.
Okay, what about, especially this time of year, helping us get mentally reset and ready to go into the new year?
Right? You guys know this, right? There's so much pressure to make everything perfect. You're trying to make everything perfect for the audience and your families, and everyone at home is too, right? So the mental reset, there's a couple things to do. First of all, we all know about diet and exercise, especially exercising outside. Social interactions, one-to-one group interactions. We've all heard about the word games, right?
Yeah.
I bet you didn't know that a multivitamin every day has been shown in 3 separate studies to improve memory and to reduce cognitive aging, help people make decisions, help people make links. So yeah, it takes time to do a word game every day, but it doesn't take long to do a multivitamin.
You're right.
Or go to a cookie swap.
There you go. There you go.
A cookie swap.
Social interaction.
Because if you have sprinkles on top, it's even better.
There you go.
Barb, thank
Good
you.
advice. Thank you, Barb.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay, up next in Today Climate, restoring the reef. Dylan takes us underwater.
With rising temperatures warming up our oceans, recent studies have shown actually 44% of reef-building coral species are facing global extinction. So that's where our sponsor, MSC Cruises, comes in. And Dylan, you got to see the work being done firsthand.
Yeah, this was incredible. So last year, MSC Cruises introduced us to their Super Coral program. It's a project dedicated to restoring our reefs by growing climate-resilient coral. Well, I recently traveled to their marine reserve in the Bahamas to check out the progress that's been made since our visit last year. Take a look. So it's really cool. So those trees, right, that coral's been growing over the last 18 months. They're going to then remove it from those trees and then put it over near a reef, right? So it can just continue to grow and grow and grow. So that's what he's talking about. Like, we're getting past creating super coral, and now let's make these super reefs that are resistant to the warming temperatures. So I was snorkeling, right? So I got to float on the surface of the water to actually see 60 feet below those trees that were in the ground.
Right.
This wasn't your average snorkeling.
No.
The waves were about 2 feet high.
Oh my God.
And they even said, Dr. O'Shea said that he probably wouldn't have gone under the water that day because the current was so intense and so rough.
What did that feel like?
It just kind of pulls you away. So I was holding onto that rope, but actually the current was so strong it knocked over some of the trees.
Oh, wow.
So he had to go and do repairs and stand the trees back up, so that they, continue to support the coral that's growing on it.
Impressive.
That was great.
Very cool.
Just a fascinating, really a fascinating program they're doing.
And what a difference a year makes, too.
Yeah, they've grown significantly, which is awesome to see.
Next year I'm coming with you. I don't need a reporter. I don't need a report or anything. I'll just be there for support.
Just cheer me on.
Yeah.
Still to come, Allie Love is in the house. Allie's in. This morning we're talking about how to stay warm during these cold winter nights and days as well, in many cases. Today, contributor, Peloton instructor, Allie Love is here to help create the coziest vibes possible. We always enjoy it when you're here because you always teach us something new.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I love being with all of you.
Good morning.
Love having you.
So we're going to start with being cozy, feeling cozy. Beyonce made the song Cozy. Gen Z's making cozy popular. We're going to be cozy inside and out. We'll start with the inside.
Okay.
One of the things in terms of a warm, rich bowl of bone broth. Sometimes we forget about that in the winter months, but it's so important because it's
collagen.
rich collagen, protein, amino acids. Also, you can make it however you want. You can throw it in the microwave. Go ahead. Yeah, pass it out.
I've never tried it.
Really?
Yeah.
So this is just plain. You can add vegetables. You can add whatever you want to it. But it's great because it improves your joint health as well as your skin health. Go for it, Dylan.
It's like boiled bones?
Yes, it's boiled bones, but it also has
like soup.
seasonings. It has, try it. Spices in there.
I don't know if I would just drink it.
Yeah, it's good.
Is that what you're supposed
great.
to
It's
do?
great for your gut. It's also good if you're nursing. Fantastic in terms of maintaining a healthy balance. Again, this is brodo, and then this is spring bone broth here. It's good. You can always add something to it. And again, feeling cozy from the inside out. Next up, we have our matcha and turmeric lattes.
Love turmeric.
So Chris told me it's turmeric instead of turmeric. Yes, it's turmeric, she told me.
Turmeric.
So one of our producers says turmeric.
Oh, I love them both.
But the reality is
good
it's
for
great
you,
for your
isn't
gut health. It's fantastic.
That's good.
Turmeric is great for your digestive system. Matcha is fantastic. Both of them are anti-inflammatory properties. But keep in mind, matcha is caffeine, so you only want to have 1 cup a day.
I didn't realize
so
that.
again, think of it also making you feel good on the inside, but more importantly, for you feeling good on the outside.
This is good,
Turmeric for
Allie.
your hair, skin,
How do
and
we feel
nails.
cozy on the outside?
You want to feel cozy on the outside. This is Catalonia warm blankets. I want to get into this. Open this up. So I don't know about you, but I celebrate holidays in hot places, and once in a while, my family's from Trinidad and from Miami, we'll come and have a cozy cold holiday. This year we're having a cold holiday, and this is basically a blanket that is actually not
it's like a robe.
sweater, like a
Oh,
robe
you've got
that you put
pockets in
on.
there.
Yes,
that.
and so you're cozy on the couch and you're hanging. Look at that.
I know. I want to take this and take that.
Exactly. Cozy on the inside, cozy on the outside.
Where do you get that? Is it
This is Catalonia. It's a brand. This is also Bomba socks. I really don't know the
that's mine.
scientific name for this fabric, but for me it's called Fuzzy Wuzzy. Fuzzy Wuzzy, and I do wear these all the time. Put them on your feet.
It's a great brand, too, by the way.
And I
I
have
love Bombas.
I have to be honest. I've never seen anyone until I met my mother-in-law wear a scarf in the house during the winter. Like I said, she's from Trinidad, and we had a winter in Maryland. There you go, Al, looking great. We had a winter in Maryland, and she rocked a scarf for 7 days. So this one is a natural life scarf. She will be rocking it because we are spending the holidays in Maryland and New York this year.
Yep.
She will be rocking this all 7 days. Hayes Hay will be rocking that all 7 days. It's beautiful, it's cozy, inside, warm feet, warm body, warm neck.
It's a warm glove.
A warm glove. Yes,
little glow up.
Little glow up. Okay, 40% of Americans are dealing with, their mood decreases in the winter. It's very natural.
I'm part of that.
Scents are a good way to boost your mood. It's also great for memory sensory. So sometimes when you missing home, if it smells like your home, sometimes this is a great way to bring home to your new space.
So easily.
And so this is a Fontana candle. It's non-toxin, so it's all natural. Smells really good.
Smells
We got
like
a peppermint
cookie.
oil. Look at that. It smells fantastic. It's great as a gift, but also more importantly, kind of bringing those scents in.
I like that.
Try the cookie and then you'll notice.
That's funny. And then last but not least, you have some books and games.
Great way to socialize. Thought-provoking books. This is a book that I'm finishing now. Do the New You, Stephen Furtick. The Right Thing. I mean, Ryan Holiday has a new book out.
On
This one is
Instagram.
Right Thing right now. It's really good. I'm about to finish that one. And then this is your friend, Dennis Rucker.
I read that.
Life's Too Short. Yes, and I read
got
this
a friend?
because of you.
Yeah. Besides you, just one.
But I read this because of you.
I like another
and another game situation to bring the family together here.
Shoe, car, hush.
It's gibberish and code names. Great opportunity to socialize. You have your cozy moments with your family and then by yourself.
I love this great stuff.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. You're taking that book. I just wanted to see the book, and you just snatched it.
See? Well, there it is. You can see it. Coming up in Wellness Wednesday, before we make a resolution, we need a reflection. We'll tell you the importance of looking back. And then later, in Today Food, we got a hearty holiday meal. We're going to cook up a hearty Irish. Ooh, it's actually more French. We're going to cook up a classic winter recipe, beef bourguignon. Throw down. We'll be right back. I love it when you Morning on Wellness Wednesday, we're going to focus on ending the year on a high note. Before we turn to New Year's resolutions and fresh starts, we got to make sure we can maybe reflect on how far we've actually come this year. And here to help us is psychiatrist Dr. Samantha Boardman. Doc, good to see you.
Good morning.
It's so easy to get wrapped up in this time of year, but you say actually right now is the perfect time to look back and self-reflect.
Absolutely. So the idea is to sort of look back so you can move forward with intention. So one way you can really think about doing this is ask yourself some big questions. What are you most proud of this year? What challenged you the most? What surprised you the most? And sort of asking these what questions helps you stay curious and sort of be intentional about what you're going to do next. But stay away from those why questions. Why questions really take us in this sort of much more self-critical
a dark
path.
place.
Yeah. And
Dark.
think of this as like a state of the union, but it's a state of you.
Oh. Let me let that marinate for a second. Talk to us about the good that it does. It's more than just saying, oh, it's a nice thing to do. It actually does some good for your body, doesn't it?
Well, self-reflection is really what unlocks growth and sort of insight into sort of how we're doing. And we don't learn from experience, we learn from reflecting on experience. We're so busy all day long, so many thoughts sort of bubbling up in our popcorn brains, and we don't take the time to be sort of thinking deeply about what matters to us, our values, our actions, and what sort of our behavior. And when you self-reflect and you ask yourself some of those questions, you understand yourself better, you get to understand others better, you make better choices moving forward. And one really important thing, you start to notice patterns. Like what am I doing a lot of? Am I doing a lot of that? Do I want to stay on this path? Or maybe is it time for me to switch gears a little bit?
That's good advice.
I love that.
Dylan and I were just talking about how busy this time of year is, especially for a lot of folks going out buying gifts, doing all this stuff, going to the holiday parties, and then next thing you know, we're turning the calendar. We're starting a new year. How do you go about making that transition from old to new?
There's so much sort of, as soon as this, then I'm going to do that.
Yes.
And we sort of kick that can down the road, and especially around New Year's. And we think, then I'm going to make these massive sweeping changes. Why not now? Every day is a moment for a fresh start. What even about sort of a pre-New Year's resolution? So if maybe that self-reflection, sort of some of those questions got you thinking about what you wanted to do more of, maybe why not do that today? If you want to start exercising, how about, tomorrow afternoon, if you want to volunteer, reach out to somebody.
That's a great idea. You almost give yourself a runway, so on January 1st, you don't feel so overwhelmed with what you're going to do because you kind of already started it.
And you also maintain that we should add something joyful.
Absolutely. So don't be hard on yourself. This is really a moment for you to do something fun, something meaningful, rather than kind of punishing yourself and avoiding something. What's something that's sort of more approachable, that's much more fun for you and elevating?
I got to admit, I'm not very good at self-reflection. I'm like, well, okay, let's just keep moving forward.
But it served you well, though.
Well, but we could all probably use some of that. So you say you've got a checklist of things to do, like starting off with thank somebody that you haven't thanked.
Well, so much we keep gratitude to ourselves. We assume that people know how grateful we are. It might be a little bit awkward to say it, so we don't say it. We don't put it into words. Well, they don't know, and it's not going to be awkward. So maybe write a letter to somebody who's impacted you this year, and it doesn't have to be a book. Just something simple and put it into words, because it gives them a boost, and it will give you a boost as well.
I'm going to do that. Of all of the suggestions you've just given us, I'm going to do that one.
You also talk about connecting with somebody you haven't connected with.
Well, our connections, our social connections, are such an important predictor of our well-being. And maybe there's somebody you've been meaning to reach out to. And as I say this, maybe somebody popped into your mind who you wanted to reach out to and you haven't yet. Call them today.
I did that yesterday, and I thought about him, and I thought, okay, let me just shoot him a quick email. And I realized that I hadn't responded to the last time they reached out to me.
That happens to me a lot, too.
And so I said, I'm so sorry you crossed my mind, and I just noticed, blah, blah, blah.
That's good advice.
Responded immediately.
You gave us actionable things.
Yes, exactly.
Mental health to-do list. That's good. Okay, coming up in Today Food, are we ready to eat?
Yes. That's
We
joyful.
are making a classic winter dish that could become your family's favorite holiday meal. We're going to show you how. Well, somebody else is going to show you how. when we come right back. So if you're still wondering what to serve, or maybe do something a little different at your holiday table, we have you covered today. Here to share the perfect cozy meal is Marie Rose, the executive chef of Le Mercerie right here in New York.
That's
Beautiful restaurant. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
My middle name and Dylan's middle name is Marie.
Yes.
So we have 3 Maries here.
Oh, right.
Look at that. Let's talk about what you're making
Yeah,
for us.
exactly.
And, Alan Craig too. Let's talk about what we're making this morning.
We are making boeuf bourguignon.
Of course we are.
It's a perfect recipe for a holiday because it's a recipe you can prepare in advance, and then you can sit with your guests, family, and enjoy.
I love
and
it.
That's
It probably
what
gets
I like.
better and better too.
Yes.
Okay, how do we do it?
So it's a 3-step recipe. The first thing you're going to do is marinate the meat.
What kind of meat do you use?
I use either chuck or flat iron or something with connective tissue because it's going to be cooking so long.
What kind of wine? Cabernet?
No, I will use, because it's from Burgundy, a Pinot Noir, something light.
Something light, okay.
Add the carrots.
Yes, ma'am.
And add the onions.
Yes, ma'am.
And can you also add the garlic, please?
You just add it whole like that?
Yes.
Okay.
And you will, I'll do it with my hands because it'll be
We don't mind.
easier, you go in there. And this will marinate overnight.
Overnight?
So just let that sit.
Let that sit.
Step 1, so easy.
Cover it though. Okay, I didn't add enough. There you go.
So make sure the meat's covered.
So put it in the fridge and tomorrow.
Next day.
So next day, strain the meat and the vegetables. Keep the marinade on the side. So you will start searing the meat. You create that great crust, and it's there's caramelization in the pot. So this is going on. You will then add the vegetables.
Then you add the vegetables back in.
Well, you have removed the meat. You add the vegetables. You cook the vegetables. You put the meat back inside. You add some flour because that's going to thicken your sauce afterwards. Cook the flour a little bit. Then comes the wine, the cognac. If you don't have cognac, it's okay. But if you have, it's better. Cook the cognac, add fresh wine, and reduce it. So it's going to take about 15 minutes. You reduce it by half. You have your marinade that you set aside.
I will tell you, as I'm tasting this, you see all the layers of what you're doing. All of the flavors, you can taste it.
Yes, you can?
Absolutely.
So much flavor. So much wine, too. But it cooks off. The kids can eat it. You know, it's no problem. And you finish with the beef broth. All right? Add the beef broth and add this bouquet garni. It's leeks and parsley, thyme, and peppercorns.
Is that what's in this little satchel?
That's right.
Okay.
You could also take that layer of leek, put it all inside, and tie. Right.
Ooh, that's
And then how, will you put this oven top, a stove top, or in the oven?
You will put, you can do both, really. What I like to do is put a piece of parchment that is buttered, so the meat that comes up will not dry out. Put the top on. You can leave it on your stove.
Chef, we've got about a minute left. I want to make sure we get you
And you can, but otherwise put it in the oven, 350 for 3 to 4 hours.
Okay.
Now tell us about
I love how you dress it up because it's not necessarily a pretty meal until you do everything.
Yes, you're gonna have your carrots and onions cooked, steamed together.
I love that.
The mushrooms and bacon. So after I put the pasta, you can use any kind of pasta, the ones you like.
What kind
Which
do
one
you
is
like?
this? This is delicious.
This is a cavatelli, but at La Mercerie, we use stortini pasta. In France, we do tagliatelle sometimes.
And then you've got a couple of other things here.
This is delicious.
So I love making gratin dauphinois.
What is that?
What is that?
It's potatoes baked with cream and garlic, a little cheese on top. We serve it at La Mercerie. This is the beef bourguignon. We serve it at the Mercerie in a donabe. And what else do we have?
Are these profiteroles?
And the profiterole. You know, it's on all the menus in the bistro in France.
Don't
is that forget.
chocolate sauce?
Oh, look at that.
Great shot there.
Perfect
shot.
We chef.
Marie,
And the
thank
gin
you
martini?
so much.
Gilled martini.
And of course, the martini.
The martini, it's the holiday.
Happy
song.
holidays to us.
Happy
Marie, thank you so
holidays.
much.
Wow.
You can
Thank
find all of
you.
these recipes at
Thank you.
today.com/food. We'll be right back.
Thank you, Chef.
Delicious. Party.
Before we go this morning, I think it's time to grab a little cup of coffee from our Ninja Luxe Cafe coffee cart, sponsored by Ninja Kitchen.
Yummy.
All right. Tomorrow on the third hour of today, our holiday gift guide for foodies.
Nate Bargatze's coming up next on Hoda and Jenna. Have a great day, everybody.
Fantastic day.
Bye.